So you're in the program already, but all programs begin on Monday. But what I wanted to do was give you a short kind of daily routine that you could start doing right now to help you, number one, get some pain relief, but also number two, to give you an idea of what to expect when you finally actually do get into the program. So this is gonna be a quick daily circuit that you can do every day until the program begins on Monday. Two things that I wanna point out real quick. Number one, never, ever, ever do anything that causes pain. That goes for the whole program. Don't try to push through pain. If you feel pain, stop. Just stop. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Just don't do anything that causes pain, and don't ever try to push through pain to finish the workout, whatever it is, all right? And that goes especially for today. If something causes you pain, don't do it. Maybe let me know about it so we can talk about it, and we'll go from there. The second thing is, in this video, I'm gonna introduce you to something called series. So in the program, we have a lot of exercise series. So the way you can think of a series of an exercise is that an exercise has two or three different parts to it. Think of it as step one, step two, step three for one exercise. And the reason why we do that is to kind of prime up what we're trying to do before we actually do it. Okay? So number one, don't do anything that causes pain. Don't try to push through pain. And number two, pay attention to the series, okay? So to get into it, we're gonna start on a mat face down. We're gonna start with our back extension series, okay? So this is gonna have two parts to it. You can start doing this up on your elbows, or you can come up to your arms if you want to. But basically, we wanna try to get some extension into the back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start on our elbows, and the first thing we're gonna do is just take 5 deep breaths into the lower back. So it's just gonna be every breath you take should be larger, should expand larger than the last. So depending on how much time you have to actually go through the circuit every day, you can go from 5 to 10 breaths before we go into the second part of the back extension series, which is just gonna be back extension. So after I take my breaths, now I'm gonna come up and down. And I'm gonna slowly start to introduce back extension, okay? So if this is good here, okay, but if you need a little bit more, you can feel free to come up to your hands and push into your arms. And if you need even more than that, you can actually get something else where you can kind of push a wall, maybe against a wall, or like a stool or something where you can push yourself up against, all right? So this is our back extension series. You're gonna start off with 5 to 10 breaths from the elbow position or from this position, okay? Once you get done with that, then you're gonna go into your back extensions, back and forth, 5 to 10. After you get done with the back extension series, we're gonna go into our modified pigeon series. So we're gonna start hands and knees, arms are below the shoulders and the knees are below the hips. I'm gonna straighten out whatever leg I'm not gonna use. The leg that I am gonna use, I'm gonna turn the foot below my body as far as I can go, okay? As far as I can go without compensating, without moving the rest of my body, okay? So I'm just here. I'm gonna turn my foot under until I start to feel the whole hip comes with it. Then I'm gonna just drop the knee down and come down to my elbows, and I should feel a really good stretch in this whole back pocket here, this whole hip. Again, this exercise is gonna have 2 parts to the series. First thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna breathe into whatever tightness we feel. Big expansive breaths into the tension to push it out and stretch it. Long exhales, long breathing always. Okay, now the second part of the series is we're just gonna do some flossing. So I'm gonna come back up to my hands, and all I'm gonna do is floss my hip in and out. So I'm just kind of going into a stretch and then coming out of it. Again, you're gonna do the breathing and the reps for 5 to 10 reps, whatever you got time for. So if you only have a little bit of time, just go for 5 of everything. If you have a little bit more time, feel free to go for 10 reps of everything. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just rocking into this hip and then coming out. All right, we're gonna go to the other side just for the sake of this video length. I'm not gonna do the other side, I just wanna show you, but you'll go to the other leg during that. Okay, so now we're gonna come up onto our feet and we're gonna start introducing coordination into our movement. So when we walk, we actually rotate into and out of our hips, right? So we're gonna do kind of like a walking series here for this exercise. All I'm gonna have you do is take a small step forward. Our plant heel will come up and our ground will be flat. Okay, so we're just gonna take a small step forward and our back heel will come up. All we're gonna do from here is rotate into this hip and then find a really good stretch. We wanna find the stretch and then we're gonna squeeze that stretch to turn us out. So we're gonna rotate in, get a really good stretch, find a good stretch, and then squeeze that stretch. Okay, this is muscle functionality, lengthening it and then shortening it. This is how we move. It's stretch and recoil, stretch and recoil. And that's 5 reps there. So now I'm gonna take a step. My feet are gonna switch now, okay? So now I have the back foot, the heel is up, the front foot is flat. I'm gonna do my 5 reps on this side. I'm gonna rotate into a stretch, and then I'm gonna squeeze the stretch. Rotate in, and then squeeze the stretch, nice and slow. Even the squeeze of the stretch, you should take about 3 to 5 seconds doing that so you can really find it. Find a good stretch, squeeze that stretch. I'm squeezing the whole hip complex right here where my hand is. Squeeze the stretch. Rotate in, squeeze the stretch. Rotate in, squeeze the stretch. Now we're gonna apply that to what is actually functional, which is walking, right? So we're just gonna do that back and forth on both sides. So now you're just gonna walk. I'm gonna take a step forward, I'm gonna rotate in, I'm gonna find a stretch, I'm gonna squeeze that stretch and go into my next step. Now I'm gonna rotate in, find a stretch, squeeze the stretch, go into my next step. And again, make sure you're paying attention. The ground and the plant, the ground is gonna be flat. Whatever hip we're rotating into, that's gonna be your ground leg, all right? Find the stretch, squeeze the stretch, take a step, and now they switch. My ground and plant switch, okay? So I'm going to find the stretch and squeeze the stretch. So we'll go for 5 or 10 steps forwards and then we'll come backwards, okay? So we'll take a step backwards, we'll rotate into our ground, find a stretch, squeeze that stretch, nice and slow, take a step backwards. Now we're going into our new ground. Find the stretch, squeeze the stretch, take a step backwards, okay? So 5 or 10 steps forwards, 5 or 10 steps backwards. The most important thing is that you really focus 3 to 5 seconds to really get a good contraction of this muscle. Okay, so that's our walking series. The next is gonna be our lateral shift rotational series. So we're gonna get a little bit wider of a base here. First part of the series is all we're gonna do is we're gonna shift our weight one way, shift our weight our other way. And we're finding that tension in the hips here, okay? So you go for 5 to 10 reps here. Get a good stretch of the groin if you can. Okay, we're just going back and forth. Find the stretch and then squeeze that stretch. Find the stretch and then squeeze that stretch, back and forth. Okay? And you could go faster too if you have it good, but. So we go 5 to 10 reps, shifts back and forth. Now we're gonna go into rotations in the frontal plane. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to shift and rotate. Find a good stretch, squeeze that stretch, rotate back, shift, rotate. Some rotating, shifting, and rotating. Rotating, shifting, and rotating. And you're finding the stretch. You're finding your hips, you're finding your glutes, you're stretching out the groin. And you're learning because you're gonna see a lot of this kind of stuff inside the program. Shifting side to side, rotating back and forth. There's a lot of stuff we're gonna be doing. All right, so 5 to 10 of those. Now, the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna provide some stability to the pelvis muscles. We're gonna wake up your hips to provide support and stability to the lumbopelvic region. So your lower back and your pelvis, okay? So, the first thing is, let me just grab my phone. So I got my phone here. I'm gonna pull up my timer. You can pick out however many, there's gonna be 4 different positions or 4 different things that we're gonna do in this series. Okay, so I have my timer here. I'm gonna get into my nice athletic stance. My feet are together, small bend, a nice athletic stance, small bend in the knees. And then what we're gonna do is we're just going to push everything outwards. Like nothing's moving, but we're gonna activate the outside of our hips to push our knees outwards. And also we're gonna try to like activate our feet outwards. I got my timer here. I'm gonna go for 15 seconds. So I'm gonna squeeze and then timer. And I'm gonna watch this, go for 15 seconds. Once we're done with this 15 seconds, we're gonna go straight into a pull. So everything's gonna be pulled in. We're gonna activate our groin. We're gonna pull our feet together and we're gonna hold that for 15 seconds. 2, 1, now I'm gonna pull in. Okay, so now everything is pulling in. I'm activating my groins. I'm activating my adductors. My feet are trying to pull together. They're not moving obviously, but they're pulling together. Basically the whole inside of my leg is fired up. And that's 15 seconds there. Now we're gonna go into taking a small step forward. Okay, so we're in our kind of ground plant, but both feet will be flat on this one. Okay, so we're here. Now what we're gonna do is this, is the leg that's in front, we're gonna pull it backwards. The leg that's behind, we're gonna pull it forwards. Okay, so the leg that's in back, we're gonna pull it backwards. The leg that's in front, we're gonna pull it forward. I'm gonna reset my timer here. I'm gonna activate, so I'm pulling this leg backwards and this leg forwards. And I'm gonna start my timer, 15 seconds, 15 seconds. And I'm pulling the whole time. I'm trying to activate the whole glute and hamstring on this side. I'm dragging this leg backwards. I'm activating the whole back of the leg. This leg, I'm pulling it forwards. I'm acting into the front of the leg. And that was 15 seconds. Pause my timer, switch my feet, athletic stance. Here we go, pull it backwards. Now we're pulling this side backwards, the front leg backwards, the back leg forwards, and hold that, 15 seconds. Hold it, hold it, hold it. I'm pulling this backwards. I'm constantly dragging this backwards. I'm pulling this forward. So it's kind of doing the opposites of each other. One's going backwards, one's going forwards. And that was 15 seconds. So that's gonna be your daily circuit that you can do every day. It should take about 10 minutes total. For best results, go through it 2 or 3 times every single day. Not only is it gonna start to help you feel better, and with every round you do it, you're gonna start to feel your muscles more, but you're gonna learn everything faster, okay? So that was it for this video, and I'll see you inside the program.